Okay, Namaskar Prashant ji. Very pleased to have you here on board with us for the Divination Conference for 2025. Um, we begin on 22nd of May. For those of you who are not very clear about the dates, it's 6 days. So we have 3 days in-person conference and 3 days online. And the in-person conference kicks off in the East Ham Mahalakshmi temple. And we begin in the morning with a Homam, a Rudra Abhishekam, and a Bhairav Abhishekam, actually, and a Rudra Homam. And after which we have our line above esteemed speakers, out of which it is one of them is Prashant Trivedi. So please welcome him. On the first day, which is the 22nd, Thursday, the 22nd of May, is open to all. So we, after the Homam and after a very beautiful lunch at the temple, we begin in the afternoon session. So Prashant ji will talk to us about the five elements. And for those of you who don't know Prashant Trivedi, he's of course from India and southern India, right? Are you from southern or North India?
No,
Not.
let's say all of India. You can
Yeah.
just say all.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I have to say this, and I have to say this. You remind me a lot of the Kumbh Mela, the IIT Baba. Are you familiar with the IIT Baba?
I
Of
mean, there was something which got viral.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
term,
So
yeah,
I think it was sort of along those lines. Anyway, maybe it's just my perception, but
yeah,
the IIT, and you yourself are from the Indian Institute of Technology, aren't
yeah,
you?
yeah. I think, yeah, I'm from IT Delhi, like,
Yeah,
but 90s. I passed out in 97.
right.
So,
And
yeah.
wow. And so that's been quite a journey from all the way from there. Was it, which engineering was it?
I was in textile, my branch,
Okay, okay.
So, but like when I was in IT, that's just like having 4 years, to study whatever you want,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
And at that time, I started studying Jyotish in those 4 years, and so that's how the journey began, basically, because it was another kind of. I looked at it from a technical point of view, like how does this universe function, and so Jyotish was part of that. So
Yeah.
that's all. Yeah.
And after which you moved to London, didn't you?
Yes.
And that's when your odyssey into the whole Jyotish writing, especially he has been like, you've been at the front runner in terms of the very first seminal book on nakshatra, right? Because I have that copy, and a lot of people, I think, know you by that book.
Yeah. It came out in 2004. Then it was two names: Book of Nakshatras and 27 Celestial Portals. It had
Yeah.
two names, one for the West and one for India.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah,
Oh, are they
yeah.
different?
No, the name is different, and I think the images were color in
Okay.
the West version. And the thing was, in West, nobody knew the word nakshatra at the time.
Yeah,
So it was called
precisely.
27 celestial portals. And so then the nakshatra term, now it's very widely known in the West also. And they become more like signs, how Aries Taurus used to be.
Yes,
Now
yes, yes,
they're
indeed.
getting that same level of popularity now. So the point was to bring that. And in India also, there was no nakshatra book really, like before that in
Yeah,
India also, which was
absolutely.
on nakshatras, just a
Yeah,
book on nakshatras. It didn't exist before that. So that was the
yeah.
point
And
to
then you went on further to write Rahu Ketu, and there are other books as well, right?
but Rahu Ketu came before in 2002 actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Rahu
Okay.
Ketu was first, and again because there was no big book on them. There were some books, but nothing comprehensive. So I just wanted to make a comprehensive sort of thing on that subject, which was more taboo. Nakshatras were hardly used, and Rahu Ketu were people were afraid of. So these are the two topics So that was the starting point. And after that, I have a book called Peace Gita, but which is not a Jyotish book. It is for everyone. It's a general book on the current times and how to navigate the current
Right,
times.
right. And
Yeah.
and you mentioned earlier that you don't do consultations, but you do sort of like guidance. And but my question would be, do you still use Jyotish though? You do, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jyotish is something like, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life.
Yes.
You understand every day there's a different nakshatra every day. And then,
Yeah.
so you can apply it to your own life, you know. But the thing, what I wanted to do was something beyond Jyotish for people, like which no matter what your chart is,
Yeah.
you can do some practices which help everyone, no matter what your ascendant, what your moon, what your sun, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have your birth time or you don't know, like there should be some practice which is for all human beings
Yes.
on earth.
Abs-
So I focused on those basic practices which apply to everyone. So that has been my focus. And after that, Jyotish becomes more of a novelty after that. It's
Indeed, indeed,
yeah,
indeed.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
beauty is also, and
yeah,
which is what I'm coming to, that on the very first day, on 22nd May in the afternoon, this
yes,
is what you will speak, like going beyond, like if, because there will be people who, and all are welcome, whether you're a beginner's Jyotish or, you have zero inkling but are curious. So do come by, because what you will get is absolutely phenomenal, because it is not just like a privileged knowledge. Oh, I don't have access to the remedies, because it's all about we go back to the creation theory, right? Our pancha
yes.
mahabhutas. And so
It,
you will talk about the elements and
yes.
balancing. And yeah.
Yeah, the five elements. And the fun thing is that the four elements, basically the 12 signs of Jyotish are the four elements, one element, three
Yeah.
signs. So that is Jyotish. That is the foundation of Jyotish, is the four elements only. Out of the five, even,
Yeah.
only four are primary elements of Jyotish. So that is the main, and the balancing of that. So that is, even Jyotish is basically the five elements, but
Yeah.
going into more detail into them. That's all it is.
Okay.
So that is, yeah, yes. If people know that kind of basic thing, it will help them in, day-to-day life, that kind of
Yeah, that'll
knowledge.
be, yeah, that I think that'll be really wonderful, because I find that a lot of people struggle. They may know, or there may be the other extreme where people study so much for decades on end, and then they are still sort of struggling.
Yes, because without basics, the thing is, all Vedic knowledge was first based on basics. In Rishi Kuls, Guru Kuls, at that time, they used to have the basics in place for a long time, 10 years, 15 years. Then only any knowledge was given after that, which is more complex. Now, what happens is people go for the complex knowledge without doing the basics. So you don't have any foundation. When you don't have any foundation, you have nothing to stand on, and the building falls down. So then that's what happens exactly. So that's so like I've focused more on basics and foundation since that time. Since I realized that, I've
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
turned my attention that in that direction. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And then we come to the second day, which
Yes.
is the 23rd of May. And you will be speaking about, you mentioned about the great Pisces conjunction.
Yes. Yes.
So many planets. It's anyone who's Pisces rising or anything in Pisces. I mean, there's no doubt it is pretty seminal. And also combined with the fact that Saturn is in the last leg, last Rashi, last sign in the whole, all of the zodiac signs. So,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
what do you reckon? I mean, is it sort of like, okay, 1.5, 2 months, and then it's gone? Or what do you give us a little
Okay.
peek
Yes. I
into?
mean, the fun thing about conjunctions is that most people, like, I'm not saying everyone, but most people think that conjunction is just this conjunction is happening, so it'll have effect just because this is happening right now.
Yes.
So that's why this is going to give an effect. But it's not like that. The thing is that grahas also work like a story. Story means like in a novel, you start from the beginning and then you have things build up and build up and build up and build up, and like how things happen. That's how grahas also function. So this story actually started in 2000. Actually, the story which we are going to be talking
Yeah.
about is like when Jupiter Saturn conjunction was there in the Aries,
Yeah.
and the five. planet conjunction in Aries. That so it was a story, first chapter of the story, and then it has had many chapters, and now we have reached this particular chapter.
Yeah.
So it's a part of a sequence. It's not just this conjunction within itself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, since this conjunction is part of the story, it's basically saying we are reaching the end part of the story, the end part of the novel. you know
Right.
Ending part. That's what it signifies. So that's my clue for
Yeah,
people.
yeah, it's
So
pretty, yeah, absolutely, and I can
yeah,
feel the energies
yeah,
of it. I'm sure so can you. I mean, everybody probably in the
yeah,
collective who's a little bit sensitive
yeah,
and a little bit of an empath
yeah.
is able to tap into this energies of Pisces.
The
Um,
end game.
yeah, and especially the Rahu and Shani,
Hmm.
I mean, they are really strange and together they are sort of a pretty lethal combination.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but it's not just about them. It's about the whole grahas together playing a whole symphony, which has started from year 2000, and
yeah,
it's together. They are, this time the Ketu was actually the focal point of this
yes,
conjunction, which was not in Pisces, which was in Virgo, but everything was aspecting Ketu. So Ketu became the focal point instead of. But the thing is, yeah, it's part of a bigger picture, and this is the end game, you know, sequence, basically starter.
right.
That's what this convention is about, which will have effect for the next 10 years, 10 to 15 years,
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
I'm
Yeah.
sure,
Yes.
totally.
So
And also, yeah, I guess, and even like if you look at it, I've been dabbling in a lot of tantric numerology and all that. Even when you
yeah.
look at the 2025 year, it all adds up to the Mangal number, which is again sort of like to do with endings.
No, nine is the culmination point. Number nine is the
Yeah,
culmination
that's
point.
what, like about,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. In
uh,
numerology. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, yeah, so we have a lot to work on.
Yeah.
So fantastic. If you want to add anything.
No, Sonal, this is good enough for
Okay,
for a
lovely. Thank you
start.
very much and looking forward to seeing you there.
Yes. Nice of you to organize this, and hopefully it will be of help to
Yeah,
people around the world.
absolutely. Thank you very much.